Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm going to make a recording of the installation of Windows 10 and I'm going to do the full screen so you won't see MakuluLinux at the back. So here we go. We set United Kingdom. You're going to set your own language there if you want to. This it does take a long time. Say you don't have a product key, you'll be able to install your own product key for as many machines as you want with this disk. I've got it from the store at Windows 10. No, sorry. That's webhousing.co.uk. So we click on that, drive allocated, and now it's going to copy our file to there. This it takes about an hour and a half installation for Windows 10. Switching off and switch it is on again 4 times, so you've got plenty of time to go in the T. But Windows 12 Lite and MakuluLinux is installed in about 15 minutes, so you don't have to spend so much time. And once it starts the installation, you can go away and leave it, unlike Windows 10. So we'll have to edit this with Kdenlive, which I will show you how to install Kdenlive on MakuluLinux after this video, and then we can have tutorials. So I'll do a tutorial on Thunderbird, the mail client, the Libreoffice, which is the equivalent of Office, but actually far superior. The only thing it doesn't do is PDF files editing, but Windows Office doesn't do that very well anyway, because you have a lot of editing to do. So it's a lot better to go to a free site on the web to have it done for you. And anyway, so then we're going to have a tutorial on Gimp, selling a castle, putting a flagpole up, and resizing the billboard to show you how to make different size of images, how to make a flagpole. That's when you're starting completely new. How to put colours in, and how to chop out files from images. It'll also point you away to sell your house for free on webhousing.co.uk, and on the same site you will also be able to get domain names and hosting, and you then can see tutorials on setting up your website. So we will actually do a little bit of that by getting FileZilla and Genie, so we can upload our files we've made to our website. So we'll do a little bit of translation for if you get some Chinese or Italian emails, and then you can translate them and reply in their own language. It's very impressive. So hopefully you watch these tutorials and got to the end. You can, if you know Windows, you can skip through the video and go to the Makulu editing tutorials. Also show how in Makulu you can set up a slideshow, which is very nice. It has lots of slides, far more than any other one I've seen. And after this, we commit it to it commits itself to switching off and switching on again. It says wait, just wait a moment, and those moments are about 10 minutes. And sometimes it just keeps repeating itself and gives different expressions for wait times, and eventually we should get to the Windows 10 desktop. And then of course we will when we've got that, we'll show you how to put your security key in, which they call activation, and you have to do this within 30 days, otherwise you lose your access. After activating, you can activate on as many machines as you want with this from webhouses.co.uk. So I'll leave it there. I'll come back when it gets to features you might be interested in, and I edit a lot of this out. Right. So now it's just your nationality and the keyboard. We choose United Kingdom, and skip a second keyboard. We can have a second one for a second language. Some more just a moments. So this just a moment is quite a while, so we'll pause. Now it asks you all your personal questions. Oh, it's personal use. The organisation is very intrusive. So we don't want to sign in with Microsoft. We go to offline account. We don't want all that. The apps, you can if you want. I'll put Gina, my friend, down because I have an email address, gina@ginamiller.co.uk. And the password, I don't put a password in, so I just click on that. of course you'll probably want to put a password in. Don't want to learn more? No, you may like to learn more. I decline the digital assistance. Most people don't like it. It takes up a lot of time. Don't use online speech recognition, but you can accept that if you want to. Location, don't want that. And you can do that. I always use basic because it sends too much reporting. It takes a lot of time and slows your machine down. Don't use data to improve your language. No tips because they're just adverts. No number enters don't change, so you don't want that either. Whir again for quite a while. Switch off again. I think it switches off in about 4 times at least. Yes. It says we're getting everything ready for you, so that might take quite a while. Yes. So now, as for network, so yes, it's finished installing and welcome to Windows. And tries to get you to go to their store. Remove that. Now, this is here we were successful. This is the File Explorer. It's not as good as others ones. See, it doesn't even put the DVD up. You have to look for the DVD. And yes, we've got it. Now we want to activate. We go to the Activate folder and we want to right click as administrator and say yes. We have to be connected to the internet for this, and so you can activate on as many machines as you want. That is of course only if you're using this special disk, Windows 10 installation disk. It's the latest version. But of course you can also get Windows 12 Lite from the set and boot alongside it, so you get no viruses anymore. Or you can have the boot alongside MakuluLinux. There's no reason. I would suggest you don't need to restart. A bit pointless that. I would suggest you get Makulu on your drive, so dual booting. Then put Windows 12 Lite on as well as the third one. The reason for this is the Windows 12 Lite has a boot screen which remembers what you last booted. Unfortunately, MakuluLinux doesn't do that, so then you get the best of all worlds. the Windows 12 Lite boots up in about 15 seconds. Makalu takes a bit longer. I've not worked it out yet, so perhaps I'll tell you later. So that's all installed, and of course you could install Firefox to replace Microsoft Edge, which is a really poor browser, and Thunderbird, which is a mail browser, much better than this one. I don't know what they call this. Welcome to Mail. I don't know what they actually call this one. Yeah. Oh, it's called Outlook, is it? Yeah. Okay. So we'll stop there and add. Well, this is the front page of MakuluLinux, and we're going to add things here. Let's have a look what it says here. Set up network. Well, I'm connected to Ethernet, so that's okay. Check for updates. That's okay. Driver manager. I think it's working all right. Set up a firewall. And a snapshot manager. Choose your preferred theme below. It would change instantly. Next. Right. So what I will do is I will try and put the packages that do the wallpaper. Usually is in desktop. Yes. No, it's not. That's not it. Yes. Finish with that. Now let's have another look. It could be. I know. The preferences usually have it. Date effects. Display. Backgrounds. Yes, there's background here, and they're all popping up there. So, and of course, I can change the background by doing that. Now, I think we can change wallpaper selector. Yes. Now, how do we make it time? Position. Preferences. There you are. Preferences. Change wallpaper every 2 hours. Well, that's a bit long. We'll do 1 minute, and we'll put 1 minute there. So you go to this little icon here. It's next to the loudspeaker. It's got a little mountain. I don't know what that means. It's supposed to mean. And then you go to preferences, and you get this box up here. So I close that, and I click on backgrounds to remove it. You see that clock's in the system settings. So we have nice pictures that appear. I think we can remove this if we wanted to, but it's very useful. I've never seen it in anything else. That's it immediately on the screen. Right. Now, what we'll do is I'm going to. I made a video of installing this, which you should have seen before. And this is the extension to it, and this I'm going to put the two videos together, I think the sound level will be considerably different because I was using the iPhone 6s for that, and my problem was I could never get the VirtualBox to work for MakuluLinux. So I had to do the installation with the iPhone 6s, so the quality is not as good as this is direct. This is called a simple screen recorder, which I have on working in a terminal. You type simple screen recorder, that is after you've installed it. Now I think the first one to do is to find software, and we put the software onto the screen. There we are, the battery. Ideal. The battery got lots of energy and it's all in there. So I right click and add it to the panel, and I right click and add it to the desktop. Now it needs 2 clicks on the desktop and only 1 click on the bottom line. Let's see, didn't click fast enough, or is it not coming up? Well, I'll click it on the bottom desktop. Yes, there we are. Right, now communication and use audio and video. I'm sure it'll be in there. So, and we don't do top rated, we change it to the name because then it's alphabetical. So we look for Kdenlive and we click it and we click on install, and with everything that you add you need a password. So that will install and we'll be able to edit this video I'm making. The simple screen recorder records it in .ogv, so I hope Kdenlive will be happy with that format. In the end I'll make it into MPEG-4 because that's the highest definition. And for this screen recorder I'm sure it's not important. It takes a larger file up, but unfortunately YouTube won't mind, and maybe we can try to install it later. So we can launch it from here, and yes, it doesn't seem to want to launch. Maybe it's taking its time. So we check sound and video. There it's Kdenlive. We add it to our desktop and we add it to the panel. Now I click on it to get it to work. There we are, it's working. So I don't know why it launch didn't work. It usually launches. So now to put it in a picture, let's see if we've got one. We look in videos. Unfortunately I haven't got any videos yet to add, so I'll come back to that later and close this down. It wouldn't let me close down if I had done any work in there. It asked me to save the files. once you've edited it, you've got to save the recording as well separately. So that is one. Now we go back to our battery again, and we want to get two things here: FileZilla and Genie. FileZilla is for making websites. Oh, it's not supported. Oh well. Well, we'll have to do that from the terminal then. I'm surprised that's not supported. Oh, yeah. No, I haven't had it working before. So we can get a terminal up, and we do sudo su, and this will avoid is always having to put sudo every time in front, and we do apt install FileZilla. Oh, it says it has it. Now why is that then? Internet. Oh, it does have it already. So we add it to the panel. I didn't realise it added as well. We've added it to the panel, and we add it to the desktop. By right clicking, we find these things. Now the other one we want is Genie, which goes along with FileZilla. When you edit a program, Genie is what is called, if you have it, of course. Right. Yes, so we say yes, and we install Genie. Now we put it next to FileZilla on the panel because it's very convenient to have those two together. So there we are. It's in programming because it's a programming tool as well, and it's intuitive and adds things automatically. If you're writing code and seeing that, so we add it to the panel and add it to the desktop. So we got our Genie and we've got FileZilla. This is in alphabetical order. Now we've got something in the rubbish bin here. It's my last file of testing the screen recorder. So I click on empty the rubbish bin, empty the rubbish bin. So let's see if there's anything else. Yes. Oh, this has already got Chrome on. That comes automatically. I don't particularly like Chrome because it asks for a password to start. But of course, when you've entered the password, then you don't need it after that. I'm not sure what that's all about. Now, I found VLC Media Player doesn't work on recording, so that's why I've had to use a different one. I tried Kazam, which is also a screen recorder, and didn't get very far with that. There you go. So you got record my desktop is actually on there, so I can add it to the desktop. I'm using it in terminal, so I add it on the panel. So I hope this is not going to mess it up. Now, what else can we do? Now we just make sure we have Gimp. Oh no, we don't have Gimp. Now this is very unusual. I'm surprised they haven't got Gimp. So we go to a terminal. I shouldn't have closed it down so early. I do sudo su, and unlike other terminals, when you do sudo su, it doesn't ask for a password. Very unusual. All other distros ask for a password when you're doing sudo su. So we'll do the apt install Gimp, which means GNU image mapping processor. I'm not sure the M is right. I click yes, it's found it, and we install it. Now this is a very large package, so it can take a while. You see, it goes to the Ubuntu repository because this Makulu, the big daddy, is based on Ubuntu. So we'll leave that up in case we want it later. No, we want we'll put it downstairs. Leave it up in case we want it. Yes, I've not been calling them up in the right order. You see, so I've got several of them down here in the terminal on the panel. These in the panel here are active ones. This is the start one on the left hand side. And I've got two Firefoxes active. I close that one down, close tabs, and I was looking for the best Linux screensavers. I close that one down. Right. I seem to have got a lot of folders left up here. Looking for the videos. I think I'll close some of these down as well, and tidy it up a little bit. Now what's this green one? Ah yes, these are green folders. That's the sound settings, and you see this is my microphone level, so we can close that one down. And I've got it up again. System settings, I did that for the backgrounds. Home folder, you see I'm recording here, and that's my recording output, that out.ogb. Of course you can rename it whatever you want. And a rubbish bin which I've emptied. Yes, so I can see I've developed bad habits because I keep putting them down to the panel rather than deleting them. But I have to keep this one up because this is my recording one. These other two I use for the putting the Firefox and Gimp in. I'm surprised that Gimp it was protested in the software manager. It's very unusual because it was listed. So now what we want to do is get some pictures. So I'll get some pictures from this website. which has lots of pictures and some interesting text on how to install Windows 12 Lite. I only use that for demonstration. So this is it, web houses. We take this picture because we can use it, because we can see that mobile phones, we take that out and make an individual picture. So we save image as in pictures, and we call it image 1. Yes, so that's saved. Now we want to get a nice picture. This is the product that it sells. I want to get a nice castle. There's a missing picture there, and that's my old car. My old car I sold. Unfortunately, I have to go to High Court over that matter, because where's the devices, right, save image as devices castle, and we'll put in pictures. Yes, it's decided that. Now this box, you click on it and you can go and get domain names for the UK and .com. Prices are going down all the time on these domain names, so I don't know what the latest price is. And you get hosting for £17.50 a year. So this is regarded as a button. It's a big button, and so I'll save that. Save image as I call it domains, because we'll be making something out of that, which I hope you find interesting. So I think we've got oh yes, I know what we want to do. We get LibreOffice up. I presume we have in Office. Yes, we have a LibreOffice. We'll add it to the desktop, and we'll add it to the panel, because we'll be using that. And another one we'll also be using, we go to the internet. Oh, that is fair. That's very interesting. They don't have Thunderbird, so I don't know what they are using for your mail client. So we'll have to go and get Thunderbird. Let's do it from we'll leave that there. Don't start it yet. See, we get that from the software manager instead. If not, we can come back and do it on the terminal. Terminal is usually faster. So we go to our software again, and communications. So because that should be communications. It's protesting because I haven't communications and news, and we look for Thunderbird. Thunderbird. Most distros have Thunderbird automatically. Quite odd it doesn't have Gimp and Thunderbird. Yes. Skype, Thunderbird, Steam, Thunderbird. Oh, now, isn't that really odd? No Thunderbird. Communication and news. Let's go back to see audio and video. Would it be in there? Or productivity? Audio and video. Yeah, it usually comes up in the internet, so I'm surprised. Surprised Thunderbird is not here. Yes. ST. Yeah. We see we've got a burner, and I think the burner is XF burner already. So we look at XF burners. So if you've got a burner, oh yes, so it's got USB creator, so you can create USBs. So let's see. Now preferences. Anyway, we'll have to add one. So that's two things we need to add. We can go to software again, audio and video, and we should find K3B. K3B. Anyway, we got K3B, so we can install K3B. That's it for disk burning. So we need a password again, and then we authenticate. So that while it's installing, we install Thunderbird. Oh, that says we've already got Thunderbird. Now why is that? Oh, I don't know, maybe it's because of the trigger, or maybe I tried to do it before. Let's see if we have it by typing Thunderbird. And we tried to install it. Copying in a terminal, you have to hold Control and Shift down at the same time, and pasting Control and Shift at the same time with V. Oh, it's accepted it now. Oh, I wonder why I thought Thunderbird wasn't found. That's only when I typed it in that we hadn't got it. So I'll give a demonstration on Thunderbird and open a email account. Of course, you don't need a disk burner if you don't have a disk drive. I think all PCs should have disk drive. The Macs have gone out and left disk drives out. I don't know why. So we'll start with Thunderbird. We're going to do a quick demonstration of Thunderbird, the mail client. Now it's appeared here. It's always in the internet. So we add it to the desktop and we add it to the panel because we're always sending mails. Very popular pastime. Right, so now where is the Thunderbird? Ah, there you go. So we click on that. We only need to one click on the panel. So it's very unusual. On other systems it pops up with your name, but this one has decided not to. So we have a help file installed in Windows 12 Lite at mail.com, and we can use this help file to see what we're doing, what we're going to do. And there's the inbox. It's taking a time to find it. Now if you want to, I don't know where you're seeing the pointer with this one. If you want to, you click on the heavy type to add other mailboxes, and so you can click on email to get that first one back again. So we have a look at the inbox, and yes, it's now appeared. Now that's installing tutorials, and so I'll copy this by Control C, and then we'll get a writer up. It's the latest one. It gives tips and everything, so we'll ignore tips. But you can go through these tips if you were not learn it, and it's something new here. So we copy it here with Control V, and we say Control S, and we have to give it a name, and it will go into. Now that's unusual because it normally sets it up automatically as documents. Yeah, so we'll do that. So we'll call this work. Right, now we'll remove the release notes there. Now are we short on megabytes? Yes, I didn't notice in the very much, so I hope we're not going to run out of space. Right. Yeah. Now it's not allowing me to see what the document is, because it usually its files there. Yeah, it's there. This is a bit different from before because it usually was in the center here, but it says work.odt. If you want to save it as something else, a doc file, you save it with work.doc, so you can have it as a Microsoft document. Doc and save. It protests, and so we use word anti-7. Now you can do that for 29 different applications, doc and many word processing programs. The only one that's different is if you want to save it as a PDF file. You go down there, export as a PDF file, and you say export, save it to the documents, and then you've got that as a PDF file and a .odt and a .doc. So that's all we need for the moment. Now I want to click on this one, the 3 lines, and we want to go to add-ons. Click on add-ons, and now we want to find Lightning, unfortunately. Extensions, search for add-ons. So we want Lightning. This version, we add it to the Thunderbird. It needs restart, so we add it to Thunderbird, and so that extension, I'll come back later to it, is to put a calendar on Thunderbird, and oh, it's already put it in, so it didn't need to do that. It's put it in already. So this is a very useful feature. We make a new event, and say we're going to the doctor, location, surgery, and it's not an all-day event, so we've just changed the time to 9 o'clock. Now that is if you want to keep repeating. Now you want to add a reminder, so we do 2 days before, and then we save and close. Now it's popped up there because it's telling us that in 2 days, if it was later, it wouldn't have popped up. So we snooze it for another day, so it'll pop up another day, and then we do an hour, so we don't forget it, and it will make a bit of noise. Now, talking about noise, so now I want to add there's a files on here. There we are, menu bar. Right, so we make a menu bar, and then we go to edit, preferences, and we want to play a sound when you get a message. It hasn't got a message, so we're going to find the file folder. So we find a message, appropriate messages. So I say I have mail, audios. Right. Now, yes, I think this is the one I used last time. Oh yes, that's right. Okay. we'll add it as a WAV file, download sound file, save file, and so it's downloaded the file, and that should be found in the files in downloads. So if we click on it, it should play.
I've got mail. This is gonna be cool.
Right. I call up VLC player. So we copy it, we make it in home, and we put it in music and paste it in music. Now we go back to the general, use the following source file, browse music, and we add that, open. Now we can test it by play.
I've got mail. This is gonna be cool.
Right, okay. So I think that's a quick tutorial on Thunderbird calculators. Can look upcoming 15 days. It's at 15 days tomorrow. I didn't find the doctors, but I'm sure the doctors is in there somewhere. Oh, let's put in a new event in. Let's see if we. Yes. Well, it will pop up. It always does. Now that's my WhatsApp warning. Now I have this lady in Africa, one of the Ivory Coast ones, who likes to send me messages every day, and we have a chat on WhatsApp. WhatsApp's very good. We won't put it on here. So we've done Thunderbird and briefly done Word documents. So we can and we put some pictures in the pictures, and if we go to the files and look at the pictures, we can click on it and it should come up. Oh, it comes up in Gimp in this way. This is very good. So it's brought up Gimp, and we'll fetch up this one as well, domains. Now this is actually working a little bit different from the other Gimps, so I don't know which version this one is, but I like it actually better than the new version, because the new version has all the pictures that you've been doing here. Oh dear, I've lost my Gimp. There's Gimp again. So the open Gimps are down on the panel. Now with Gimp, we want to make a new picture, so we make a flagpole. So we give it a height of 600 600, and we give it a width of 20 pixels. Now of course you can change the pixels to inches or millimeters, but I find pixels is a lot easier for me, because 70 pixels is 1 inch on the screen. And so we're going to make 6 inches on the screen here, because it's 600 pixels, right? So that's 600 divided by 70, where you can work it out. So it's probably 8 inches, right? So we say OK, and there we have our first flagpole. Looks a bit fatter than before. Now we can set the colour by going foregrounds and backgrounds here on the left hand side in the toolbox. But what we want to do is make a blue flagpole. So we go here to the colour dropper, eyedropper. We click on that, and we click on the blue, and we say OK. And now you see we've got white foreground, and the background is, sorry, it's the other way around. White is the background. Now we take the bucket here, the bucket fill tool, and we move it over and click onto the flagpole, and now we've got a blue flagpole. Now it looks enormously small there, or perspective. So what we do, now this is different. Edit, no it's not. Copy, edit and copy. Now the next process, you have to go to the rectangle, because it won't allow you to move things. So we go to the picture, edit and paste, and there we have our flagpole in the wrong place, so we put it here. Now I'm sorry it's not a wall, but pretend the bushes have got clamps in to hold the flagpole. Now it could still keep moving around, so what we have to do is flatten the image. So we go to image and flatten the image, and now the pole is fixed in the picture. But we've not saved it yet, so don't worry about it. Now we click on this one, and there we got the board up, which we're going to make into a for sale board. So we click on the blue, we get the eyedropper, we click on the red, so we've got the red one, and we've got the red as the foreground. So we get the brush, and the brush is a bit too small at the moment, so we make it bigger by going to the size, and doesn't really matter, a big size is much more useful. Oh, so still make it 100. Yes. Right, so okay, there we got the big one. So now we can remove everything in the image, and that's finished there. So now we go to the text, there, the text tool. But before we do that, we change the colours over to make the foreground white, so we can have white text. So white text now, we go to the text tool and we make it in bold. No, we won't. Yes, we'll make it bold. And now we can set a text box there, and we could type for sale there, but what we'll do is we go to our Word document, open the recent documents, .odt, and we've got for sale there. It doesn't matter about the size of this one because it takes the size you have in the text box. So I go to the text box, hover over it and say Control V, and it's got for sale. Now that's too small, so we go to the text tools option and we make it larger. So we make it as large as we can without going over. See? So it's 68 pixels is acceptable. Right, we now go to image, flatten image, and it's now fixed on the board. So now we then do another text box, and we go to the Libreoffice again. That's it. And we can Control copy, and then we hover over it and say Control V. I must not have copied that properly. Yes. Right, Control copy. Let's see, hover, Control V. There we are. Yeah. That's what he doesn't remember that now. Why is it going on? I recorded the same thing. No, what I wanted to record was this. Control copy, put that down, hover over it. That will be too large now, so we'll reduce the text, and it's put itself in anyway, and then we make it. We make it larger, not too large. Let's fill that up. Then we want to space this into the middle. So there's our for sale, part of our for sale software. So we select image, flatten image, and put another text box there. Now we write this time. Apply. Somebody stole my L. There's please apply. Make it bigger. but not too big. No, it shouldn't be big enough for sale. We can move it down a little bit and leave it there. Of course, I could put a little picture in here if I wanted to of a house. But never mind, I'll do that next time. So yeah, actually the picture. We are now going to do another Gimp, and this is we'll look at in the pictures, and we'll open that one with Gimp. Now we first start with a rectangle, and we choose this. Now this is a mobile phone backup adapter where you put a card in. In this instance it has the installation of Windows 10 and Linux 19 with Office as well. So if we'll do a rectangle, we do Control X, it removes it, then we do Control Shift and V, and we have a new picture. Now we can export that, so we'll export it, we'll call it the backup. Right, and export. So oh, I don't think it exported it to the right place. Export as, export to backup ping. Better export as backup ping. Oh, it went into documents. It has a habit in doing that, so we'll export it to pictures. Now we have it in the pictures. Interesting, it came up with flowers first. Now for lots of reasons you sometimes need to resize these, so what we'll do is resize this, and we go to image, scale image. Now it sets it's 307 pixels, which is 108 millimeters. So we'll make it smaller. We shouldn't make things bigger because it loses definition. If you want to make some make it bigger, you can do, but it's best to start off with the biggest picture you can and then reduce it. So we scale it, it's now reduced, so we can export as backup smaller. So that my later video is using that to install Windows 10, and then I'll be able to use VirtualBox to work on it, and yes, so we that should be okay. Right, Now, what we're going to do is a different one. We close our Gimp down. The best way is to let's close pictures. So we have to go to File and Quit, or you could have used the X and discard all the changes. Now, let us go and translate some documents. Oh, first of all, before we do that, let us just go to some documents we have. So we go to Files, Documents, and there we have what we're going to do here. Right. It also gives you tips. So we say OK. Now we have here Windows Light, and of course I'm going to change that to Makulu, but we'll just do Windows Light for the time being. So you do Control A to copy everything, and that's first procedure. Now we want to translate that. So we go to our Firefox, and we go and search for Google Translate. I'm always getting these messages from Italy mainly complaining they haven't got their goods because I suspect the mail people keep stealing them. I suppose it's still run by the mafia. So this is Google Translate. What we'll do is we'll say Control D, and we'll add it to our desktop toolbar, and there, so we can always keep popping back here. Now we had the languages saved, so I say Control B. Oh, I'm not there. Did I not do Control V? Go back here. Yes, I went on not to Control C. So go to there, and hopefully it's gone through. There we are. Now, of course, if we want to translate it to Spanish, we click Spanish, it goes into Spanish. If we want to Arabic, and of course everything goes in the opposite direction there. Bit like the Americans driving on the wrong side of the road, especially coming to England and doing the same here and killing people. Well, we'll choose Chinese. I also like Urdu as well. I think India is having a really hard time with the viruses at the moment. So where's Chinese? Chinese sympathetic. I don't know the difference between these two, but I presume traditional will be okay. Right. Okay. And that's what we have there. So we make a Chinese document. We can copy all this. I wonder why. I wonder if that means it works from the bottom to the top. anyway, I'm not too sure, because that might be the title. At the bottom here I'm showing with my little cursor. So I Control C to copy it, and I go to Documents. Where have I got one up? No, I haven't got the document up. Yes, right. Okay, so there we are. I have another one. So we've got that. The English version. We make a Chinese version by opening a new one, open text document, and we put Control B, and there we have our text. Oh no, I don't know what that Windows 12 jigline ban is. That's probably telling us it in the English format, how to pronounce it. Right, so we can do Control Save, and we can call it Chinese. Well, I think Google Translate is great fun, and I use it for everyday emails to impress people. Right. I will be making a video about Windows 12, as I said, with the adapter. Pictures. In pictures, there's the backup adapter. So I hope you will look in there. So now we'll start on an extra thing. I said yesterday. I'm not sure if we've actually. Oh, there we are. We have saved FileZilla, and I thought we had put it on the desktop. Oh, there we are. We got FileZilla now. Okay. So to run FileZilla, you make a new site. Now on the left is all my file. We'll use templates directory because that's empty. Now if you want to save your documents, you can click on Documents and say Download, and it will all go into this directory you've made. But what we'll do now here is go to Light. This is Windows Light, so we download that. Now of course you can edit all in web browsers or in templates, your files, and then put them back. So what I want to do here is I rename it to Makulu. And that will have all the Light files in, which then we can be edited. So we'll upload them, and there's the Makulu disk directory. We go into the directory by clicking on it, and it's got help on installing, headers, etc. So we can see the files better by moving this along. And here you see how I've made Chinese, help installing French, etc. So separate directories for those. The files are made up with a header. So if we look at help installing, we right click and click on edit. Now hopefully Genie will come up, and it has done. Now you see we include the slideshow, which I've shown you earlier, and the header, which has all the formatting. Now here we have all the explanations that you will see on screen if you go to webhours.co.uk Lite and look at help on installing PHP. Now what we are now in Makulu, so we want to change everything to say Makulu. It also has images, so those images also will have to be changed because Windows has a feather as the icon in the menu, and so we can change all those. I won't do it at the moment, it's time consuming, but the best way to change everything from Windows 12 Lite to MakuluLinux is go to edit, search, replace. So we can Windows 12 Lite and replace every occurrence with that by MakuluLinux. I'm Mr. Are you out? Makulu. There we are. So we can click on find. Let's move this out of the way and it will find it, and we can replace, and it's replaced it. You see it's replaced it. So we can also use replace and find. It finds the next one, clicking again replaces it. That way we can go through the documents. A quicker way is to click on replace all in the document, so all of those would be changed. Okay, so now you still see it's red here, that has not been saved, so we'll do Control S to save it. Now when we go to FileZilla, we've got the wrong FileZilla there. That's the start ones. That's the wrong one as well. Right, to close that one down, and this is the one we're using now. Now it's found a file has changed, so you have to upload it. So you can say yes. Now let's see what we have actually done there. We can close that down, and we close Genie down. We go to FileZilla we go to web houses. Right, web houses, there we go. And now it's Makalu we want to look at. / help installing .php. Oh dear. So let's see what's gone wrong here. Help installing .php Makulu. Yes, it should have been there, so let's keep that up just for a moment so we can see it, get the right thing. So we go to web houses. I see what I did. I missed the P out. Makulu dash help installing .php. Let's see if this is correct. Help installing .php, that looks right, so let's hope. We've got that. So here's the slideshow again. Like I told you was in the slideshow was in that header document. Now it says MakuluLinux. Now all these have to be changed, and I changed those by getting those in Gimp. You can do this, save image as light ping. You save it, and you copy the color, and then with the paintbrush you make a rectangle, then the paintbrush, you erase the light, and you type in with the text box Makulu, and you'll be able to change all these. You have to go to images. You see you've got images, and you make it first here, put it in your Windows folder. We've got the templates, I know. You put it here, then you upload it, and then into the images directory, and then when you next go here and you change the text to say makulu.ping instead of light.ping, all your buttons will start working. Of course, this YouTube tutorial refers to Windows Light, so I have to change that when I've done this, right? Now, of course, there's still things here because I've just done Light, so I should choose Makulu, and I don't think I'll give it a number. I think it's 18.05 at the moment. So all those search and replace, I can do that. So I go here, Makalu. I know I've got it in Genius still, haven't I? So we can. What we're going to do is change the light 4.8. Now I mark it. So the next time I go to search, replace, it says, oh, you want to change that. So it's So I replace all in document, save it again, Control S. FileZilla says, oh, you've changed it, update. Right, and we go back here, and that document's changed, so we reload it. And you see now it's MakuluLinux. So I hope you've got a good idea there of using FileZilla and Gimp. And I'll continue with that, make this video and put it up here so people can see the how to work with Makulu, install, etc. And this video. I'm going to later add this to my previous document where I finished yesterday. Right, okay, so now, so I hope you can will click below or subscribe, and yes, well, there was screen recording. So I have to finish the screen recording by save recording. Hi, this is another tutorial about Kdenlive. I've installed it from the software, and I've added it to my screen, so this is what it looks like when it comes up. Now, to put a file in your movie, you click on Add Clip here, and in the videos you add one here. This is about MakuluLinux that I've done before. Now, once you've got it there, you add it to your video to line. So you grab it and pull it to there. So it didn't quite work that time, so no, what's happening there? Ah, yes, it took it right. Took a little time. Right. So that is the video, and here you can play it, and so then it starts playing.
Well, this is the front page.
Okay, so that's the video. Now let's do some editing. We go down to by using the slider, we can move along here, and choose something we want to remove. I'm not sure. It doesn't really matter because we're not really going to do too much here. Yeah. So this is this section.
Another day. So it'll pop up another day. Then we go done an hour.
Now, okay. So say we want to remove a section we've just done. You know, so as you go along, you see the cursor and the position. So we can say we want to remove a section. This one. You've got the scissors option here, or you can press X. So we'll use the scissors there, and we put it over where we want to do, and we click. Now say we want to remove it to here, we click, and then you can either go to this one, place it over there, and a right click. Oh no, that didn't work. Let's see if we do S, delete selected item. Right. So this we can move along there, or we can do a right click and say remove space. I do that usually all the time. So that's edited the clip, and then we can then go on to save it. Of course, you can do as many as you want. Now, of course, I didn't want to edit that, so I can go to Edit, Undo, and that undoes the space. Or as you see there, Edit. You can also use Control Z. So we have to do one more to get the original back. Control Z. Control Z. Right. So it's back to its original. Now let us go to the end here, and we'll play that bit.
So I hope you got a good idea there of using FileZilla and Gimp, and I'll continue with that, make this video and put it up here so people can see the how to work with Makulu install, etc. And this video, I'm going to later add this to my previous document where I finished yesterday. Right. Okay. So.
Now I want to remove the end of this, so I'll use X, click, and select, then I right click, delete selected item. So that has chopped the end of the menu off. Now, of course, you like to know how to save your file. Well, it's called render. You go to the red button here, you go to render. Now we can save it as a webmin, which the original one was, or MP4. It doesn't really matter because they both end up with the same file size. And I don't really understand that, because it's webmin is supposed to be smaller, but it does this here. Now you put the quality up to maximum and renders the file. Oh yes, you first of all you say where it's going to go to, so I'll put it in videos, not documents. Yes, right. If you can't find things, you go to documents, because quite often this happens. It seems to favour documents over everything else. So we'll leave it untitled and give it a title later. So render to file. So it says it already exists. I did a one earlier, so I say yes. I don't want to overwrite it. So now it does the waiting. Then eventually it will say how long it's going to take. and so I will abort the job just like I did before, because I'll leave it running, but I've finished it, the end of this video.